So my name is Ryan Richards. I'm 28 years old.
And can you talk a little bit about the work you're doing right now and kind of how it's improving the world?
I'm the executive director of Nourish International. It's a nonprofit that works with U.S. college students, engaging them in responsible international development work. This is meaningful for a variety of reasons. So our students actually do pretty impressive, high-impact, sustainable development projects abroad. And it's a community development kind of partnership-based model where they find people doing good work, communities in need that are somewhat organized and able to host them and able to utilize their labor. And the students cook a project with them, and then over the summer actually go and implement that project. And during the school year, the students run ventures on their campuses that generate revenue. And so the students are actually able to go to these summer partnerships with $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in hand to help fund the implementation of a project.
And I'm not asking to pick favorites, but has there been maybe one story that you can share that has been really successful from one of the students' projects?
So I was really particularly impressed by the work of one of our UNC Chapel Hill teams, who formed a partnership with a women's cooperative in Turkey. And the women's cooperative was seeking to increase the economic opportunities for its members, but was having trouble tapping into philanthropic or non-philanthropic capital in order to build an industrial kitchen, which would allow the cooperative to have a catering business which would employ the women who were members of it. And so what the UNC team did, there was a lot of back and forth of, figuring out and discerning what are the strategic priorities of the cooperative and how could our team support those priorities. And what they came to was that the cooperative was doing really amazing work but wasn't very good at telling its story in a way that was reaching people in positions of power. So it was politicians within Turkey, it was potential donors or corporations and their CSR programs. And so our team went over and helped with messaging, branding, marketing, and also in the process built a lot of capacity within that community and additionally create a lot of social capital, build a lot of trust, a lot of meaningful relationships. And so what's really exciting is that they're now breaking ground on this industrial kitchen because the work that the Nourish International team was able to do got this women's cooperative in kind of up to speed on how to communicate effectively with people in power. So I thought that was a really impressive story. I was excited to hear about it.
Yeah, no, that sounds fantastic. How old were you when you got involved with this, and what inspired you to take action?
Great. So I actually recently took over as executive director of Nourish International, and before that I was in grad school studying public administration at NYU. But I first ran into Nourish International in 2007 when I was running the fundraising and volunteer programs for a human rights school in Guatemala. And the Nourish International team came through. They were just passing through on their way to this community in a pretty rural community in Naba, where they spent 6 weeks, but they spent 3 days with our school for Guatemalan children. And I was really impressed with them. I'd managed a lot of different volunteer teams coming through, and this one was distinctly different. I would summarize that difference as they were more audacious and they were more humble, both of which are really key qualities for changing the world. So audacity, they really believed, we can make a difference, but they were humble about it and not coming with an agenda, but instead asking good questions to discern how they could support the agenda of the population they were serving. So instead of a top-down, we have the answers, it was a kind of deep in their group's DNA was this recognition that the community they were serving had the answers, and they were there as partners. And then I guess, and that made them effective when they were with us. And I was also impressed that they really connected with our community. In 3 days, they formed real relationships and were missed when they left. And I think those different tenets I was struck that there was something really special there. The audacity, the humility, and the openness to connecting. And as I got to know Nourish International as a larger organization better, I found that those are core parts of the organization's DNA. So it wasn't just a fluke that team had those qualities, but those are core things that we at Nourish teach.